Hi, I'm Bernard Neeson.
Hello, and I'm Ciara.
And our children, Eilish and Ciara, are here with us. And here we're on Creve Cottage farm, which is a small holding in the Sperrin Mountains. This is a 30-acre small holding which my father owned, and we inherited a small amount of it. My wife and I are working here along with our kids and my brother, basically trying to regenerate this little farm and make it productive. Obviously we're market gardening in this section of it, and we're trying to bring some of those methods forward into the future of the rest of the farm to grow our feed, our haylage, and anything that we grow here in a sustainable and regenerative way. So we're reusing the nutrients that come off the land to grow better crops on the land. This is really the start of Creve Cottage down here after we moved home from Australia about 6 years ago. We put in these 3 beds here with the wooden edges on them, and that was the first year's growth. 3 little beds that were big enough at that time to work with. Primarily we sell our produce through the honesty stall, which is in the backyard there at the lane, and then otherwise we're growing for a collective veg box scheme along with 3 other growers, and so people subscribe to that and they can pick it up weekly from 4 locations. So here we're looking at the result of a few springs which are up in the hills, and we've got them caught, and our pipes coming to here and giving us a nice reservoir of water to grow our tomatoes with. This is part of a water system that we introduced to also have heat in the floor of our greenhouse through the winter time. And so we have about 300 metres of pipe coiled through this floor, and the spring water is always 8 or 9 degrees, and that leaves us with a nice warm floor through the winter time. We can pretty much grow all year.
These are our 2 wee helpers on the farm. We have Eilish here and Ciara, and so we try to do as much farming as we can together. They always want to help out on the farm. As you can imagine, it's not easy trying to do a bit of work with the 2 wee ones all the time. So we'll be trying to do a bit in the polytunnel. We do a bit of succession planting. So this is really coming together this year, where we will actually get, we'll plant things for about a couple of weeks, and then in another 2 weeks we'll do another bit of planting, and we're doing pretty well with that. There's plenty of quick-heading broccoli here. We're going to get this out hopefully in the next few days. You can see it's quite outgrown, these little planters here, so we'll definitely get that out. I can see there's been some wee caterpillar. There's one there. So there's a caterpillar even in the polytunnel, and that is quite annoying, but we do try to keep on top of the caterpillars. So the best thing really is to give them to the hens, I suppose. So because we don't use any chemicals, this is what we have to do, is pick our pests off and get rid of them the most natural and friendly way that we possibly can. Seedlings coming along really well over in this area too. Some of them that one's going to go to seed very soon, and we might actually plant it out anyway, or even keep it in the polytunnel and keep the seeds from it. We do a lot of seed saving here as well, generally just for ourselves, and so with the carrot seed in particular this year, it came really well last year, so we're doing that too.
A little bit mucky here today because of all the rain, but these would be 3 new beds that were made 2 weeks ago, and so we just brought in some of our nice mushroom compost that we have and laid it out, and then used the little tractor to form up the beds, and then within an hour after that they're sowed with carrots through a little single row wheeled seeder. And it's a great way then, especially for carrots, which the weeds can really tackle your carrots, and you can lose some, which happened to us earlier in the year. With new compost on and a new bed, there's little weed pressure, and the carrots just get that bit extra go. There's our hens and their little run here, which is electrified to keep out the foxes and anything that wants to eat them. We've got about 24 there, and they're putting up 18 eggs a day. They run that area for maybe a week, and then they'll be changed to somewhere else where there's room for them. Otherwise, they'll be going to help us work out these compost piles behind us. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll maybe trim them a little bit to help the hens out to start off with. We'll put a net around a pile, we'll let the hens on there for maybe a week or 2 weeks, and then we'll go in to retrieve some of our compost, which has been sitting for 2.5 or 3 years. This is the result of 3 years patience, I would call it. You just have to wait on it. It's been turned half a dozen times, and then that's probably been sitting there for 18 months not been turned, so that's why we'll get some nettles and stuff growing on it. But we screen that, that's perfect. That's what we use as our potting mix, and it grows every plant that's growing in our greenhouse to go out to the garden. When we moved home, we wanted somewhere that our kids can grow up with relative peace and be able to experience some of the vital things in life, being how to grow your own food, and where your meat comes from, and how animals are born, and things that a lot of people these days are very far removed from, and hopefully that'll help them out in their lives.